Welcome to the first game of the fourth set of the ESEA. This is the first game before the playoffs. This is xsixMystic versus Complexity. So we do have DrewbieGG from Complexity as the red Terran spawning in the 3 o'clock position, and as the blue Zerg in the 9 o'clock, we have xsixMystic. Take us a little bit into this matchup, Laser.
Well, both players, obviously established players. I'm probably sure if you guys found this Googling, maybe a couple more people found this for DrewbieGG than Mystic, but both players, very good players. Can't really say too much negative about either player. They're really good. Mystic obviously is going to be really happy about his spawn position. He did get cross map, so Zerg always happy when they have a little bit more time to, get set up, get themselves into the mid game. DrewbieGG looks like he's doing a little indication of a wall off over here, and Mystic can't really tell much till about what, like 14, 15 drones. It's not really getting gas yet, so it's probably a good indication of hatch first, which is great. If you look at this map here, you get this natural, you can even get this third, which is walled off by some debris, and all comes into this one funnel area, which can easily be, all creeped up very quick. So maybe Mystic's going to do a double expand. I wouldn't be surprised to see DrewbieGG just expand really quick as well. He's doing this one barracks over here, so he's probably going to wall off then expand. But expansions on this map are just, they're going to happen. I don't think I've ever seen one base play on this map at all. So.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all to see a 1-Rax expand out of DrewbieGG. It looks like the expand does go down for Mystic. Going to go ahead and scout out with that drone now. I'd really like to see, a gasless third as well out of Mystic. I don't know if we're going to see that because there are a lot of things Terran can do pretty quickly after expanding that it's really helpful to have, speedlings, for instance, to deal with. But going, say, like 3 hatch before gas, pretty common in ZVP, but not so much in ZVT. But I feel in these positions on this map, definitely something you could get away with.
Yeah, you could with the distance. Definitely could. Well, Mystic's going to scout wrong first, and actually, he doesn't really need to scout anymore for positioning because he's going to be able to know the Overlord going this way and the drone going that way. But for the information purpose, he's obviously going to go around and see what's going on. Yeah, not too crazy going on. Just going to have to see what both players decide to do.
Looks like Mystic not going with my suggestion there. Gonna throw down that gas geyser asteroid. He has expansion up. Pool about to pop for him as well, so he should be able to start queen production and get a couple lings out to do a little bit of poking scouting. But I'd love to see a super fast third, out of Mystic. I think if he cut drone production for a little bit, he'd be able to get that third up very quickly. He has only made 1 queen, so getting out 4 lings, I feel like maybe that's a little bit too many. Hit that Z button once too many, but we'll have to see what he does with those.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting his queens out. He's getting his units ready. I mean, like you said, I don't know, man. I mean, each player just kind of playing the standard. I don't really see anything too crazy. Bunker coming up for DrewbieGG, which I don't even think is necessary now that he's scouted and he saw that was an expansion. There's no rush. I mean, both players just kind of playing like I think a standard game for a smaller map, these maps are huge. They could be either way more like macro oriented or even more aggressive and go for the win because your opponent's going to be in that macro mindset. I mean, this is like one of those good maps where it's like this would be a great map where you ever see like Terrans who put 2 barracks like right in the middle of the map and then try to do 2 racks opening like that. Like, this is an awesome map to do that on because everyone expands on this map. This is that map where you just instinctively you're like, I'm gonna expand, but both players just doing the standards, so
we do see a pretty fast layer out of Mystic. Not sure what this is for. Has not taken any additional gas, so it's just going to be a 1 gas layer. Usually we see, Mules finally another gas going down. Are we going to see the gases at the expansion? Yep. So throwing down those additional gases, but I feel they're a little bit late if you're doing like a really heavy mutaplay, unless they're going to be delayed mutalisks. We have the Overlord moving in from the back here to kind of check out. Factory on the way with actually 2 fac on the way. And it looks like a Hellion, the first unit out, so we might see Blue Flame, as soon as he has the gas for it at 150 gas. And, looks like the barracks making a reactor, probably for that second factory. So a big Hellion play, maybe?
Maybe. Blue Flame Hellion would be good on this map. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like it might be a little late like, it's still going to be effective. It's really good at taking out drones, obviously. But with the distance and the amount that Mystic's already done, I don't know. It's got a lot of queens, and he... no, maybe Drewbie can do it. No, I think... I'm on the ropes with it, because I feel like, it's a lot to get across the map here with these Blue Flame Hellions. Now Mystic's going to know that
he
Hellions
sees the Hellion. He doesn't necessarily know it's Blue Flame, but he definitely knows there's a Hellion, because Blue Flame is about 3/4 of the way done. But I mean, he's going to have a lot of Hellions here, and maybe like a Hellion Marine push. I don't think he has cut. I guess he has cut Marine production to get that tech lab up on the barracks. But I mean, this is at the very least a very safe way to expand. Basically,
definitely.
What he's saying is, I do not want to let you make nothing but drones, and we see 12 Lings in production, but Blue Flame still hasn't finished yet, so he does not know that there's Blue Flame. Has some queens, has some spine crawlers, so he should be okay, but Lings and drones die really fast to Blue Flame.
Oh yeah, and I think we're about to see that in live action right here. Unless these queens and spine crawlers can D up really well. But we're gonna have a lot of mutas in this game. I can tell already, dude. There's a lot of gas geysers, and that spire is just about done. Scanning, taking out them creep tumors. That's good right there. Definitely.
Certainly is. A little bit of miscontrol by Drewbie. Looks like he's going to lose one of those Hellions. A good transfuse going down by Mystic on that. And some good micro on the Hellions as well by Drewbie, pulling the injured ones back. Going to go ahead and poke up, but we see the Baneling Nest down and 8 Mutalisks in production. Could make another couple. Probably going to spend that on upgrades, but look at this. We see the 3rd out of Drewbie, 3rd out of Mystic as well. And let me tell you, from experience, you do not want to be even with a Terran in bases, because if we look back at Drewbie's base, he has switched over into macro mode. He is throwing down 4, or it looks like 3 more barracks, a starport. He has 2 facts up for siege tanks, and he's getting +1 infantry and +1 tank as well.
Yeah, this is actually just a lot of buildings, man. He went into insane production. It's actually 3 starports and 4 barracks that he threw on there. And before, the reason that he only made 8 mutas was Mystic was actually food capped. Those mutas gonna come in now. They're gonna do. Are they gonna be able to do enough damage? I don't really think they're gonna be able to do anything with that amount of Marines there. They can pick off these Hellions, but they got some information. They got to see how many production units or production buildings there were there, and there are a lot.
Oh, it looks like he is going to be able to pick off a few SCVs at the 3rd. That turret wasn't quite up yet, getting canceled now by Drewbie. But Mutalisk, he does have turrets, and that isn't a critical amount of Mutalisk, so he's going to be hard pressed to find places to poke in. And if we see a Thor come out of either of these factories, then definitely going to shut down any Mutalisk harass pretty well.
Definitely, Thor is a great counter to the Mutalisk. Insane range on the AA, lots of damage. It doesn't also do splash damage?
It is a splash attack, and that's why it's so effective. Those javelin missiles, if you have your Mutalisk stacked, like so many Zerg players do for that harassment, it's just so effective. Drewbie finally dropping a lot of mules, probably going to start. Looks like he is getting a Thor out of one of those factories. He's got a medevac in production as well, continuing to throw down more missile turrets. Had to spend, I would say, maybe a little bit too much money production-wise to do that, but we do see some Mutalisks flying into the main, gonna be able to get a medevac for free, basically, and that Thor pops, and huge shot on the Mutalisk, takes out a Mutalisk, injures a bunch more. He does have some more Mutalisks here working on the destructible rocks to the 3rd. Drewbie a little bit absent-minded, not placing a depot or a unit there to spot for that. And back in Zergland, I mean, we've got, a 5-gas Zerg looking to expand, take his 4th. Again, we haven't seen any big Marine tank aggression out of Drewbie yet, which I feel is a little bit of a mistake.
I don't know if it's a mistake. Maybe Marine tank not the best thing right now, considering Mystic is heavy muta. I think more Thor is where he needs to go. I mean, I know it gets expensive to produce all mech, especially Thors. They are an expensive unit, but definitely a very good thing to be getting right now against this mass muta army of Mystic. You can see how much one Thor influences the battle. It makes those mutas just want to turn away. So getting maybe, I would say just maybe 2 more, he would be set to deal with any type of muta play from Mystic. By the way, this whole time Mystic's been destroying this debris over here to the 3rd, and it is now down, and he's going to go in there, and so many mules just got dropped. if he could take those out, talk about an economic blunder.
Yeah, it
and
would
one
certainly be huge. And the Lings running on in. This is the great counterattacking style. Those mules all forced to run away, and that is so much mining time they're losing in that. And Zerglings look like they, oh no, they will not clean up those Marines. But forced to delay mining, pull a bunch of stuff, that is definitely not the place that you want to be in as Drewbie. You know, I'm not super impressed with Drewbie's play. Usually he has a very aggressive style, and I don't feel like he's been able to do any damage. We haven't seen any drops at all, which I think probably some of the best drop play I've seen is out of guys like MMA, where they will be like, oh, you've got mutas on my base, let me drop you because your mutas are not in your base. You can't defend my drop. Pick off Vital Tech. And
I think he's doing all right. I mean, you're right, he's not being aggressive, but I think he's doing okay. I like how he just made his mules go to the natural instead of, getting all crazy about what the attack that was coming in. The only thing is he's been at 129 food for like forever.
Yeah,
have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. He has just started another command center, but up at 1,000. But that was some huge Thor shots on that clump of Mutalisks. This becomes such a positional game, and having that one Thor in there is so good. He needs to be careful not to get those tanks out of position, though, or they will get picked off by that Mutaswarm.
I still think he needs like one or two more Thors. He's getting a Raven. I'd love Seeker Missile would be awesome. That would be.
I would love actually to see some point defense drone to completely nullify those Mutalisks.
Yeah, why nullify them with point defense drone? Just hit him with a Seeker Missile, no biggie.
The Seeker Missile is slower than Mutalisks.
Yeah, but then they have to leave the battle, and that Seeker Missile don't stop chasing.
It don't stop. Won't stop,
it won't
don't stop.
It can't stop. Gotta make your body drop.
We do see a lot of siege tanks, and remember these have got +1. The Thor also has +1, and that's a 14 damage times 4 against those Mutalisks. That's quite a bit of damage to those mutas. And
mutas natural though. Look at this. They went right around that ball.
Look at this great spread though, and he's gonna have to micro back with these Marines, losing some of them to the Banelings, and that Thor better tank a lot of the damage there. It looks like McKenzie able to, or not able to clean that up. Those Marines are all still alive, but those Mutalisks are doing a ton of damage in the natural.
By the way, Mystic, you did say McKenzie.
I did say McKenzie. I'm sorry, we just cast the game with the again. This is xsixMystic, not McKenzie. Running forward now is Drewbie, stimming, taking out creep tumors, taking out the sunken colonies as well. A bunch of Lings reinforcing, but no Banelings in there. And the Mutalisks come back greeted by Thors and Marines. This is not looking good for Mystic, but he is able to take out that Thor.
Fungal.
And a Fungal, huge Fungal, cleans up, and wow, that Fungal completely changed the course of that game. And I forgot to mention, but those Zerglings have +2 attack, so doing a ton of damage there. Drewbie has to be feeling a little bit taken aback at that. Took a beating in his main to his production from those Mutalisks, and getting 2 Thors out now, but his Marine count is completely gone.
Wow, that one I can't imagine. That one Fungal was ridiculous. It saved him. That saved him.
Completely.
By the way, top 12 o'clock position hatch over there. So that's a 5th expansion now for Mystic. It's got to saturate, obviously. A lot of drones going over there to start mining. And trying to take out this 4th.
I think he probably will get it. Forces the lift. Forces all the things forward. And another Fungal on those Marines. Marines at 9 health is always funny to see. Those medevac energy, and just pull straight in again. Gonna get it down to red health. I don't know if he's gonna be able to repair this in time as these infested Terrans pop, and I guess he will be able to get there in time, but that command center almost went down there.
Yeah, it's not so much the fact that he didn't get the command center, but it's more so that he's been denying. Look at the mules. They're at 1/3 of time left, maybe 1/4, and they haven't done anything. And then constantly having to lift all these SCVs that are there. The SCVs are now doing this train back to the natural. So he might not have gotten the command center, but the amount of time that he made those mules especially waste is really good. It's really sufficient.
I mean, and look at this. Drewbie started blindly making Vikings right as this Greater Spire is going to finish. I really like that play from Drewbie, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's got 3 more Vikings in production, but we do see some Broodlords, but a lot of Infestors, Neural Parasite on the way as well as Adrenal Glands. So, I mean, this is what happens when you let a Zerg get, how many gas is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gas. They just make whatever they want, and then they come and kill you.
Is that in the Zerg strategy guide? Can you pick that up?
It is.
At
you know,
GameStop?
it's in GameStop. You know, you go in and you pick it up and you open it up. It's the Prime official strategy guide, and it says Zerg strategy: defend, defend, defend. Get 10 gas. Go kill your opponent.
Okay.
We do see a drop though moving out for Drewbie here, an 8 Marine drop, and a lot of these speedlings, or at least a couple drops actually. And we have 2 more bases going up for Mystic. So he's like, you know, I got a lot of minerals. Let me spend those by just expanding everywhere. This drop probably going to come in on the 3rd, though, or on the natural. Another drop here getting cleaned up by Infestor Ling. And there's Mulus going to clean up that medevac. But this errant drop over here that I'm watching going for the natural,
Oh, the
maybe?
Vikings are taking out these Broodlords. Look.
Oh, in the middle of the map, you are right. The Vikings grabbing these undefended Broodlords, and this is actually the kind of play that Drewbie needs to get back into this game. Moving forward, this huge tank Marine force, going to be able to take out all these Broodlords, basically uncontested, but Fungal's coming in, and he needs to...
Eject the Thors!
Oh my gosh, a neural parasite on the Thors, that is huge, able to take out those medevacs and the Vikings with the Thors, probably now going to make them kill themselves. No, just going to go ahead and pull back. A little bit of a misrally there with a few units, but look at this drop at the natural, cleaning up a lot of the drones there, killed an extractor, and still doing huge damage because Marines are imba. And of course, pulling out finally, but some huge Fungals at the 4th here, and oh my gosh, we have fighting everywhere. 2 more neural parasites going down, taking out those tanks, and this is the kind of play that Zerg players should emulate.
Yeah, all around, this is just good. There's action everywhere. At the 12 o'clock position, there were Marines. They're going to be taken out finally by Spine Crawlers, but just action everywhere. There's Marines now in the main. Look at this. They took out the spawning pool, so no more Zerglings over there, or Queen production. Going to have to remake a spawning pool. Just, wow, man, just everywhere. And you were saying Drewbie isn't being aggressive enough, not doing enough drops.
He let McKinnon get to a point in the game where I don't know if he's going to be able to come back, but McKinnon, Mystic rather, GG's. Sorry about that again. It looks like the aggression from Drewbie, once he did ramp it up, was too much for him to handle, and Marines definitely imba.
Super imba.
Super imba. But, you know, I mean, Marines at 2-2 supported my medevacs, even with some of those great Fungals, those great neural parasites on the Thor. Too much, especially with that drop in the main, cleaning up the spawning pool. Too much for Mystic to handle. And with that, we will be going into Game 2. Will Mystic be able to tie it up, or will Drewbie take the series 2-0?